Hey you guys, it's Britt. Tonight I'm here with a little check-in on Without a Crystal Ball. I haven't done a video in a while and I figured I would check in with you guys and we could talk about some stuff. So if you're interested, please keep watching. All right, you guys, so it's been a little while since we checked in on Katie Joy Without a Crystal Ball, and I figured today would be a good day to check in and talk about what's been going on. I'll be really honest with you guys, the things going on with the lawsuit are sort of yawn-inducing for me. They're not very interesting, and parts of this lawsuit are going to be really interesting and intriguing, and other parts are going to be more focused on the attorneys, and I'm not really interested in that. Is it crazy? Sure, parts of it, but it seems like Michael Brown, who is Katie Joy's attorney, and Michael Saltz, who is Tati's attorney, they've been sort of going at it, and there's been some shade thrown and accusations put out there, and it seems very petty, but while at the same time being very serious. The overarching thing that I see in everything that has unfolded with this court case to date is that there is a lot of time being spent with this case, and I truly wonder where all the money is coming from. Like, sure, it's providing some entertainment for people, and people are chuckling and laughing and giving their opinions. But at the end of the day, I keep going back to who the fuck is paying for all of this? Because I know Katie Joy is not sitting on a net worth of $5 million to fork out all of these legal fees. That is the one thing I continue to think about. So one thing that I was thinking of a few days ago was just how I would be annoyed with my representation if I felt like my attorney and the other attorney were charging me hours to go at each other, and that would annoy me as a client because I'm the one paying for it. Now, there's been some speculation that possibly Clark Swanson is paying Katie Joy's legal fees, allegedly. I don't really know if there's much truth to back that up. Of course, it is speculation and anything could happen. If it was true, I would come and be surprised and whatever. But I think that that's kind of a far-fetched. I really don't think that that's what's happening. Stranger things have happened, so it's not to discount that it could. Or is he assisting? We don't know. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes. But either way, overall, things going on with the court case right now and the lawsuit are very much sort of the attorneys going back and forth. There hasn't really been anything to me that has been super worth reporting on, and I like to save my commentary videos for when something really goes down or if I'm reacting to something, because I'm not an attorney. I have no legal experience, so a lot of this is just really jumbled jargon and nonsense to me, and I don't care to read court documents. It's just not something that I want to spend my time doing. When something actually happens worth reacting to, that's when I will read the court documents and try to figure it out. But right now, it really just seems like two attorneys that are at each other's throats, and to me, that's not super interesting. But the thing that was on my mind a lot this last week is, how is this not going to financially ruin Katie Joy? Truly. Now, when you think about it, does she deserve what's happening? Absolutely, because like we always talk about, she ignored the 4 warnings. That's why she's in the seat she's in today. And so she absolutely deserves to be in this position. But I also step back and look at all of these chargeable hours that it seems like it's really nothing to do with her. It's Saltz and Brown sort of going you know, back and forth, back and forth. And the clients are paying for that. So that's why I continue, like, where is the money going to come from? I truly don't know. And in my opinion, this is going to financially ruin Katie. And whether or not her YouTube channel continues to run once this lawsuit is done, we have no idea, because nobody can really tell the future. Even if her YouTube channel continues to run and she's able to generate revenue, I don't believe that she will ever have the success that she was having prior to this. There are way too many people that are onto her. There are way too many commentary videos about her. There is way too much toxicity that surrounds her and her channel. So, okay, you keep your YouTube channel and you continue to make videos, but if she is the sole breadwinner, I don't understand how that will shake out. Even if she gets to continue making videos and monetizing them, I just have a lot of questions. And once this is all over, again, I think we have a very long road ahead of us. Once it is all over, I do think that for those of us who have followed the case and talked about it, whether you're talking about it on Twitter or like I am in a YouTube video or in Instagram comments or DMs or whatever, once all of the chips fall, I do think that there is going to be a moment of sadness no matter what happens, because you look at it and I'm not saying like sadness, like give Katie Joy sympathy. That's not it at all. But anytime you see someone's story, you know, unless they like kill someone, anytime you see that, there is a moment of like, wow, this could have all been avoided. That is sad. And when I say sad, I mean like pathetic. And I do think that all of us will have that moment when it's all over. Like, this is so sad because it could have been avoided. So anyway, that's kind of what's been going on with the lawsuits. And I wanted to check in on her Reddit, because Reddit has a ton of information. I will put a little disclaimer out there just so you guys kind of know where I stand on this. I like the Reddit and I like the information that is posted because it's receipts of tweets or videos or whatever. I will say, in my personal opinion, I believe that the moderators of this subreddit might need to, if I was in control of it, I would put some added layers of protection against the comments that are on there, you guys. Like, I am all for giving people criticism and all of the good things, but there is a line where once it's crossed, you sort of make the whole community look bad. And that's something I've always felt was really unfair, to say, oh, well, Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson suck, so the beauty community sucks. Like, that's not really the way that I operate, but unfortunately, that's how a lot of people will look at it. And when you look at the comments on some of these posts, they are horrible and degrading, like beyond degrading. This is crossing a line where it's not giving someone a criticism or sharing your opinion. It's vile and out of control. So even though I support the subreddit and I think that they do a good job of compiling information, I try to stay out of the comments of the posts, because sometimes there's just some stuff that I can't digest and I don't think that it adds anything to the conversation. So just because I talk about the subreddit does not mean that I fully support all of the things that go on in the comments and everything like that. So I did want to put that out there. So I have it up here. And 2 hours ago, it was posted that I'm annoyed with KJ's Instagram activity. So this is a long post. Lately, Without a Crystal Ball posted incessantly about certain funding, I think they meant fundy, families and their parenting choices. And to be frank, it's the most frustrating thing, especially since her BS live stream where she threw a fit about wanting to have a more supportive community and wanting to make positive content. She really has no problem making mountains out of molehills for a story that doesn't exist. This is her repeated behavior. We're all fully in tune with what Katie does. I don't agree with some of the decisions made by the parents KJ talk about. However, I don't think it's fair to overextend the gravity of their parenting tactics or their lifestyle. They seem to be families that are trying to live their lives while having a good time. I don't want to seem like I'm coming from a moral high horse, but KJ is the last person that should ever give advice or have an opinion on how someone else chooses to parent their kids. One reason is simply because she spends a huge amount of time online, despite how many times she mentions her own son needing a lot of support, and many times she said her son wants nothing to do with her. Secondly, it's because the way she speaks about her son in the plethora of blogs that she has written, and the latest tea from an interview where she claims that people with ASD are mentally disabled, and she said some more disrespectful things about autistic people, her son included. Unfortunately, that's on the internet forever, and at some point I hope she can change her views about ASD and the people who have it. I absolutely dislike the way that she has been reporting another person's pregnancy. She captions photos of the mother in a tone that is like, she should have posted the announcement sooner because I know she was pregnant the whole time. Literally let that ish go. Sometimes mothers do not want to announce a pregnancy once they have found out themselves, and that should be fine. Yeah, I don't understand. What is this business about Katie deciding when people announce their pregnancies? Like, whether or not it's a public figure, it's none of your goddamn business. There could be many reasons why a mother would want to wait to announce their pregnancy, and it literally doesn't matter, because when it's finally announced, the most important thing is that it's a moment that should be celebrated. But KJ would rather be right than be kind or considerate. And it still shocks me that she even has a female audience to begin with. I do think that her female audience is primarily either people that don't engage with her content and haven't unsubscribed, or allegedly there's been a lot of talk about her buying subscribers, and we still don't know if that is 100% true. But I always say the numbers don't lie, the analytics don't lie. When you have a channel with X number of subscribers and your engagement is at the bottom of the barrel, something isn't adding up. Either you are buying subscribers or you have a shitload of subscribers that haven't unsubscribed. And for me, especially with someone who uploads as often as Katie does, I wouldn't want to see her garbage in my subscription feed. When I open my subscription feed on YouTube, I want to see videos that I like and from creators that I support. So once I don't like you, I don't need you in my subscription feed. Now, I might give you a 6-month or a year break and then come back and check in and see how you're doing. But nope, I don't need you in my feed. One person that I actually unsubscribed and then resubscribed to was Manny MUA. I unsubscribed from him a couple of years ago. I just kind of lost interest in his content leading up to the drama that he was involved in. So I had unsubscribed right before the drama happened, and I ended up resubscribing to him about a year ago because I think that he showed growth and he showed that, you know, he was going to continue and make better decisions. So I did resubscribe to him. But, you know, when people say, oh, well, it's just a lot of people who haven't unsubscribed, I kind of have a hard time buying into that because I realize not everyone thinks like me, but I do think that a lot of people are on the same wavelength where I don't want to see your shit. If I don't support you anymore, get off of my timeline. So someone posted this video and said, this video is the reason why I've been a part of this community that is standing firm until there are consequences for her vile words and actions. This is September 13th, 2019. Interviewed KJ and what she says at the timestamp at 1 hour and 3 minutes. So let's watch this. You can tell that when Katie interacts with other women, she is very much not into having a piece of the pie. She wants all the eyes on her. She is not someone who interviews well or collaborates well with other people. You can just tell the annoyance that she has very early on in this video, but let's go to the timestamp.
What's the problem? Why is Gypsy mad about the act?
Because it makes her look really damn bad.
Well, she murdered her mom.
Well, I think they played up on Nick's autism and made him look way more innocent than he is.
He is absolutely developmentally delayed and should not be in prison.
Not as much as people think.
Not as much as people think.
That is really, the specialists have all contradicted themselves. When you read emails that he does, he is intelligent.
But that doesn't, you can be intelligent and autistic.
Yeah, no, autistic, absolutely. No, not the same, no.
But he's not developmentally slow in any means, no.
But autism is considered a developmental disability.
It's considered a neurological disability.
No, it affects all aspects of development. My son is autistic, so.
Okay, do you believe that your son could be manipulated into murdering somebody?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
Why? And where is your son at on the spectrum?
He's high functioning.
He's high functioning. Why do you think that could happen?
Because they're vulnerable.
Because you're actually the first one that we've talked to that has said that.
I think anyone that has autism can be manipulated because they're vulnerable.
Have you seen his actual text messages and his words?
Nick's?
Yes.
Not all of them, no.
Yeah, they're pretty scary.
He's very much a manipulator all on his own.
Well, no, I'm not saying he also has like some sort of psychosis or something, doesn't he?
He doesn't have DID. He doesn't have any of the things that he claims. Is he definitely got mental problems? Absolutely. Do we know what they are? No, we don't.
Because he doesn't believe in doctors and medication, so it doesn't.
Does he have like multiple personalities or?
Nope, those are made up.
That is a part of the BDSM world and role play. That has nothing at all to do with the ID. Doesn't even fit the ID.
So what? Nope. ID, you mean intellectual disability? Or what?
DID,
dissociative identity disorder. Okay. Which is what multiple personalities is.
He doesn't have multiple personalities. He does not have DID. He's been evaluated for both. He does not have them.
So I have a question. Why is Katie doing this interview when she is so uneducated, but so full of her stance being correct? Now, I'm not going to talk about autism and all of this stuff. They're talking about the Gypsy Road Blanchard case, which I am familiar with, but I'm not a medical professional, so I'm not going to speak on autism and all of those things, because you see, when you're not qualified to speak on things, you shouldn't speak on them, and you shouldn't dig your heels in and claim that you're right. So it's the condescending attitude. It's the, oh, well, my son is this, so I know all of the answers. That is the problem. And the people in the comments are talking about her son. I'll link the subreddit like I always do in my description box. I'm not going to read those comments, but if y'all are interested, you can. But it really just goes to show how when you have a commentary channel or any sort of channel on YouTube, you have to be open to admitting when you don't know something. You know, I can be educated in a few different topics and know a lot about a few different topics, but if someone that knows more than me comes to the table and shows me this is actually the correct information and this is why it's correct, then I'm not going to dig my heels in and be like, oh, well, no, what I have is correct because XYZ. Like, it's just the combative, argumentative, hostile attitude that she has that makes her a horrible commentary channel. Let's play this. Showering can wait.
Get a shower, which I should be doing right now because I feel dirty and I haven't showered yet today because I always shower at night before I go to bed. I was like, why don't I just check in with everyone and talk? My streams today were all very educational educational, as we say in my house. And I didn't do as much interaction on the stream because when I do content that is gonna get viewed a lot, I want to try to keep it on topic so that when someone rewatches it, it's not like, what is she doing? Who is she talking to? What is that? That's weird. That's weird. Why would she do that? I've got my doggies in here with me. My husband is downstairs playing the guitar.
Wow, so intriguing. This is what I wonder, like, who the fuck watches her all day? I constantly have that question. All right, so she put out this tweet 2 days ago. I've purposefully ignored most everything happening on YouTube for 2 weeks. I've not read or responded to negative comments. I've ignored people's attempts to draw me back in, and I must say I haven't been this happy or focused in months. Always ignore the noise and keep moving. Problem is she is hiding replies in this thread. So, you know, you're not ignoring it if you're deleting it, let's be honest. As far as when YouTubers want to say, oh, well, just ignore the noise, ignore the haters. The problem that I have with that is it all comes back to critics aren't haters as long as they're delivering the criticisms based off of facts, which facts of her fuck-ups are all over the internet, let's be honest. Those are not haters. And I see this with so many different YouTubers. They are incapable of recognizing who is a critic and actually cares about them versus who is a hater and is just there to, you know, not deliver anything and just bash you. And I don't understand why so many people on YouTube struggle with this. I don't even want to call it a talent. Just recognize that you're going to have subscribers that actually really like your content, but they're going to come to the table with opinions once in a while, and you need to know how to listen to those. Don't shut off your comment section. Don't hide your like to dislike. Don't, delete comments or hide tweets or whatever. And I'll be the first one to admit, when I first had my videos on YouTube, I didn't have the like to dislike ratio able to be viewed. And I'll be really honest with you guys, my engagement was so low, it didn't matter. I was getting 20 views a video, and some days 15 or 10. Like, it was so minuscule, so I didn't really see why the like and dislike was relevant, to be really honest. Once I came out with my first Without a Crystal Ball video, the like to dislike was off because I had no clue that that video was going to blow up. And then eventually Unirock, the one who used to simp for Katie, called it out and was like, oh, well, why do you have this? I guarantee there's more dislikes than likes. That video at that time had over 1,000 likes and it had like 250 dislikes. So I ended up turning it on for that video and moving forward because I sort of realized that I was gaining some traction and I didn't want people to think that I was hiding something. So I made the like and dislike open. As far as shutting comments off, I've never shut comment sections off for any of my videos, and I don't even know how many videos I have on my channel now. It's quite a lot. But, unless you're being an asshole, your comment's gonna stay. There are people who will have criticisms and have opinions. Now, if I say it all the time, if you're just going to come over here and say that I'm stupid, well, okay, you're not opening a dialogue, so that will be ignored. But as far as this heavily monitoring comment section and, tweets and all of this kind of stuff, it causes more energy, and it really just makes you the laughing stock of the internet. Because creators who hide that shit and are constantly deleting comments are the ones that everyone else is laughing at because it's so dumb. Oh, so this was actually pretty funny. Katie posted, this was a few days ago. It's been a wild few months, but I want to say thank you to everyone because I just hit 136,000 for the 4th time. We are so grateful for your support and watching the content. The past 2 weeks, I've spent so much time improving the content and doing my best to get back to basics. Back to basics as in obsessively talking about the Duggars, covering the sister wives, and overall just degrading women. If you haven't subscribed yet, please click the link in the bio. Thanks to everyone that stuck with me, and to all of you that are new, welcome. All of you that are new, you are in for a wild fucking ride. Get your seatbelt on. So, as far as her normal content, the reason I say that she degrades women is because if you're going to provide commentary, I talk about family vloggers, I talk about beauty gurus and other YouTubers. It's one thing if you're reacting to content or coming to the table with commentary or discussing someone selling MLMs. I feel like with Katie, she just picks apart the dumbest little things and will make an entire video off of something that really does not matter at the end of the day. So fine, like make whatever videos you want to make, but it's so silly because then when you come to the table and you actually have something that you want to talk about, and I'm going to give you guys an example in a minute, nobody's going to tune in because you're consistently just picking apart dumb shit all day on your channel. One video that she did recently that I agree with a lot of parts is the one on Audrey Roloff. And I'm going to talk about Audrey because she is involved in Young Living, which is an MLM. I cover MLMs on my channel a lot, and I have a lot of thoughts. So that will be a separate video. But that's a great example. She made some good points in that video for once. But because she constantly nitpicks and just makes all of this, useless content, when you come out with a video that actually has good points, people are going to think that it's just a jumbled mess of garbage and they're not going to listen. So your message is going to be muddied by all of your sloppy ass shit that you do every other day on your channel. As far as the Without a Crystal Ball, anti-Without a Crystal Ball community here on YouTube, I've seen a lot of things unfold on this platform over the last month or so that have been very toxic, very problematic, and very sad. And I don't really consider myself part of any community. I make videos on a lot of different stuff, but when I think of all of the creators who have made videos about her, especially from early on, not so much just when the lawsuit kicked off, but people that were talking about her last summer and even earlier than that, it is unfortunate because we all pretty much have or had the same stance on Without a Crystal Ball. She's a problematic YouTuber. Let's make commentary videos and talk about it. And it sort of grew into this really ugly mess of people within the anti-Without a Crystal Ball community going after each other and insulting each other and being jealous of who's getting what, and you're making too many videos and you said this in your video and you're wrong, and dogging each other. And there's just been all kinds of toxicity shared between multiple creators. And it really sucks because we all sort of discovered each other because Katie Joy is a bad YouTuber. But now look at all of these creators who are at each other's throats, and none of their messages are getting through because the fucking community is such a disaster. So it is kind of sad. I will continue to cover her sporadically. There's a lot of other stuff that I like to talk about, but I will continue to cover her. But it's just unfortunate, if things could have stayed the way that they were and continued to move forward, then there would have been an entire commentary community dedicated to sharing facts about why this person is a bad YouTuber. But instead, now you just have people within this sort of sub-community at each other's throats and like insulting each other and cussing each other out. It's just childish and really dumb. But anyway, that's my stance on it. If you liked today's video, please leave a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.